Steve called me from his house and said, Mike, you got to get out there for the anthem and coach. So right before tip-off. No. No, Steve called me on his way in about 4:45 and said he just wasn't feeling well. And he said there's a chance that he may not be able to coach tonight. And, we've done this drill before. And so I said, okay. And he came in, he tested. I get a call back at 5:15 saying that he's out. And so that's the time that I found out.
Like he said, there's probably like 9 questions, but I kind of want to ask about Wiggins defensively late. It seemed like he made a bunch of stops individually. What did you just think of him late?
No, Wiggs was fantastic. This game reminded me of game 2 in Memphis. Just kind of an ugly, grinded out game. We weren't really making shots. I thought, we moved the ball well enough and we spaced the floor well enough to where we had some great looks. They just didn't go in. And so the one thing that I felt we just needed to do was just stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. And if we did, with the way that we were defending and rebounding, Wiggs had 10, Draymond had 11. One of our biggest keys in this series was we don't want to give these guys extra possessions. And so with Wiggs stepping up and doing that, it helped us. It gave us a huge advantage, and our guys stayed with it. And then we made enough shots and free throws down the stretch.
Mike, how would you describe the first half and the final minute?
So when we went in the back, Chris DeMarco, he said, Chris DeMarco, he just out of nowhere, he says, punch 42, dive 52. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, we just kept handing the ball off to the fullback, left and right. And then at the end of the game, we kicked the field goal to win it. Hell of a football game, and that's what it was. But that's playoff basketball. Sometimes it's grimy, sometimes it's gritty. And for me, I know that again it shows it because they turned it into that in game 2 in Memphis, and we lost. And so they turned it into it again tonight, especially with Ja out, and our guys just found a way. So I'm so proud of them. With our leader and Steve being out with COVID right before the game, and Draymond emotionally, he's our emotional heart and soul. And for him to get hit with something, that impactful, that not only was it tough for him, but we felt it. We felt it as a group. And so it was a tough night for us. But again, hey, at this point in the year, you win ball games. It doesn't matter how you get there, but you win ball games. And we found a way to win tonight. That's why I'm excited.
Mike, could you talk about your emotions today or the last 24 hours? Congratulations, by the way, on the new job and just what it was like to have that and have a lot on your mind and then all of a sudden get this news and go through this.
It was an interesting day for me. Obviously everybody knows what's going on. And so going through that process while still trying to get ready for the game and then finding out not only that, I love Draymond, and when he hurts, we all hurt. And so that was tough on me personally. And then to find out Steve was out too. And it was an up and down or emotional day for me too. But again, all of our guys, Kenny Atkinson, Bruce Frazier, Chris DeMarco, Jama, Decky, all of our coaches were fantastic. And I said this before when I took over for Steve, Andre Iguodala doesn't get enough credit. I mean, Andre, I know he's not playing, but just his voice, his presence, he's always saying the right thing. It uplifts all of us. And for me, it uplifted me. I told him, I told Draymond, I said, I need you guys tonight. I need you guys tonight. I'm going to lean on you guys. And those guys stayed steady the whole game. Andre on the bench, obviously, and Draymond on the floor. And we found a way. You can do that when you have Steph Curry and Klay and JP out on the floor.
Mike, you guys did take better care of the ball in the second half. Yeah. How key was that? And also, did you think it was just a matter of time for some of those shots to fall, even though Klay's weren't, falling as much? Everybody else kind of picked it up.
No, Klay hit a big shot for us in that deep corner. It was huge. And that kind of got us going a little bit. So I felt eventually we're too good of a shooting team. And, you know, the times that we took care of the ball, we got some fantastic looks. And I take those looks with all of our guys at any time. And eventually I thought they'd go down. I just wished that they would have started going down sooner, you know.
Mike, I have two questions for you. One, kind of following up on the offense. After last game, you guys were really emphasizing like shot selection, and that's what helped lead you to that such a great shooting night in game 3. Did you like the shots that you were getting, and it was just a matter of them not going in?
Early on, I thought we were we were playing a little frantically, you know. And again, I felt that we've done that before in these playoffs. We've been pretty frantic to start the ball games, and then we settled down. You know, the one thing that I worried about was when we forced the issue turnover-wise, driving into their length and their athleticism. That was something that we didn't do a lot of in our last game. And so, you know, when you drive that ball into the teeth of their defense, they collapse so well. They got active hands. They get out to our shooters and they make it tough and turn us over. Once I felt we figured that part out, then we get good looks. And we did. I thought past that first quarter into the second quarter and even the third and the fourth quarter, we got some pretty good looks because our guys just hit singles.
You kind of alluded to my second question. As you said, you guys have gotten off to some rockier starts this series and last series. What needs to happen to not fall behind so early on?
The biggest thing is just taking care of the ball. It's you know, defensively, it seems like our guys have been pretty locked in. You know, getting after their missed shots or getting after the boards has been pretty good. We've just, you know, had a few unforced turnovers that gave them confidence and kind of took away from our spirit a little bit. And then we rushed some shots. And so if we can figure that out for 48 minutes and instead of a shorter time, then I think we'll be fine.
Otto Porter Jr. has kind of, right here. He's kind of been like an unsung hero coming off the bench. Just what have you thought about him, you know, over the last 2 games? He was the first one to hit a 3 after the team missed the first 15, and that kind of seemed to move things along.
Yeah. Otto, you know, his feel for the game, his intelligence is at a really high level. And, you know, we always feel like we can plug him in as a starter. We can plug him in coming off the bench, and he's going to give us size. He's going to help us space the floor because of his ability to shoot. He's going to take care of the ball. But the biggest thing, he can guard multiple positions. And if he's guarding a bigger guy, he's great putting a body on a body and keeping his man off the glass so somebody else can get it. So the versatility that he brings to the table for us is much needed, especially at his size, because we play small a lot.
I guess, Steph, on TNT after the game, I joked that some version of they were shooting.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.